Guys, today I'm gonna show you guys how to make sopes. So right now I have about 2 cups of masa, and I sifted it because I really don't like lumps in my masa. So I'm gonna take a little bit of salt, and yes, I wash my hands. And you're gonna take this much, a little bit. I'd say it's less than a teaspoon. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it with my hands. Make sure you guys wash your hands before you guys start. And as of right now, I have a pan. I'm gonna put it on medium low. I have a pan, and I have my flat top over here. I don't know if you guys can see my flat top. I have it on as well. I'm gonna show you guys in a minute. I'm gonna move you guys over there. So I'm gonna make a little hole in the middle, and I'm gonna take, you can take boiled water, but for the purpose of showing you guys how I do it, I have hot water from the where we drink it, the purified water. So it's the hot water. So I'm gonna I have about a cup in here. So I'm gonna pour about half of it in there. Sorry, so you guys can see that it's water. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix it with my hand. It's not as hot. I usually use, I'm gonna put a little bit more. I usually use, I boil water just so it cooks right. So you wanna just do a little motion, like a kneading motion. Turn it around. So I'm gonna add more. I'm gonna add the whole thing. If I need more, then I'll just add more masa. Okay, so then you're just gonna mix it until you can combine it well. You guys can see it's starting to get into like a thick consistency, and the reason why you want warm water or hot water is so that the masa incorporates good. So I am gonna need a little bit more, so I am going to go grab some more hot water. Give me a second. Okay, so I grabbed about half a cup, and this water is really hot, guys. This one, the second batch, but I kind of want it hot because that's why I'm telling you guys need more on the hot side, because that is the way. You guys have to be careful when you mix it with your hands because the water is hot, just so you can incorporate the masa the right consistency. So once I could feel my pan is getting hot. So I think it was less than a cup and a half of masa. So at this point, I'm gonna show you guys, you want this consistency. You guys see? You want that consistency. Okay. So at that point, my masa is done. Just give it another firm mix. Okay. And you want to keep this water on the side, guys, because you guys will need it if it gets dry. Just put your hands in the water and make it pliable. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands, even though I'm gonna use the same hands right now, but I want to show you guys how I do them. Okay, so I have my masa. I'm gonna put it on the side so you guys can see it. I'm trying to make it so you guys can see me do it. Okay, so now I'm gonna move it so you guys can see the tortillas. The tortilla presser, I don't know what it's called in English. I mean in Spanish. I totally forgot right now. I was thinking about it. But this is my presser. You guys can do it 2 ways. I'm gonna show you guys the 2 ways, but I feel like for myself, the presser does it way better for me. So it did break, but I still use it because I haven't gone to buy another one. So I have it aligned with a plastic frozen bag. You can put a regular trash bag, you could put parchment paper, plastic, whatever you guys like, but I feel like this keeps it clean, and all I gotta do is clean it off when I'm ready to put it away. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take a ball size masa, like let's say it's like the size of a palm of my hand. You don't want them too thick, guys. In a second, I'm gonna show you guys how to add it to the pan. Okay, so it's this size. I'm gonna open my placa, that's what we call it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and place it in the center. Now I'm not gonna go all the way. It's not like when you're making tortillas that you press it all the way. I'm gonna show you guys why you should not go all the way. Okay, so I'm just gonna, it's falling. I don't know if you guys can see. It's going down on its own. So I'm just gonna give it a small, not all the way, just a small little push, just to keep them, you guys can see, just to keep them thick enough. One side is always, this is why you don't want to put it all the way to the back. One side always ends up thicker than the other. So what you're gonna do, if one is thicker than the other, just go in a circle. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna try to put it, where can I put it? My counter's clean, so I'm gonna put it on the side. I'm gonna show you guys one more time before I get going, and I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys both ways. That was one way, the placa. Now I'm gonna show you guys the other way. So then you make the ball. It's kind of big, but you make the ball, right? So now you're gonna press down with these three of your fingers, press down to the middle, and then you're gonna tap it in a circle. So you're gonna now since it's already almost tapped, you're just gonna do it in a little circle. You're gonna turn your hand, and the palms of your hands, they are going to make it round, or you can use your fingers to make them round. You can make it as big, and if the sides start cracking, that's where your water comes in. Dip your hand in your cup just a little bit, and you could tap it, and the water will seal it back up. The water, it's a binder for masa, so it will soften it up and make it as round as you want. So here it is. Here is the hand one if you don't have a presser, or you could use 2 plates, put plastic on both plates, and then just press it down with 2 full-size plates, and it'll do the same. The reason why I like the plancha, the presser, tortilla presser, because it just uniforms them a lot rounder. And this one, I mean, obviously a lot of people do it like this, but I kind of like it this way. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get you guys a little bit closer to my stove, so you guys can see what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my heat. It's already hot as it is, but I don't know if you guys can see my flat top. Okay, so now what you do is you're gonna place it on the flat top. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, sorry. Okay, you're gonna place it on the flat top. Press it down if it's too thick on one side, and you're not gonna warm them up too much. You just want them to semi-cook. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and leave them there for a couple minutes. Make sure they don't stick. Make sure your flat top is heated enough so they don't burn and they cook at the same time. So So I'm only gonna heat them up a little bit just to warm them up. When you feel that they are pliable enough, they're not cooked yet. You're gonna leave them there for about a minute or two, just so they cook on one side. You're not gonna cook them all the way, okay, guys? Do not cook them all the way. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn it. It's almost cooked. You want to make sure that everything is cooked all the way around. It needs to be completely cooked all the way on the edges. The edges need to not be sticky. They need to be fully cooked. So then, if you are not used to flipping them with your hands, don't use your hands. Use a spatula to flip them. You know, this is just the way I do it. I've always done it like this. Okay, so then you're gonna let them cook. Okay, so they should be already cooked. So I'm gonna transfer them to a plate, and they're still hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and move you guys over so you guys can see. I'm gonna transfer my my pan back. And I'm gonna put it on a medium high, and while they are hot, oh, you guys can't see, wait, okay, there it is. Okay, while they are hot, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pinch the edges to make like a little pocket. So this is hot, guys. If you guys are not used to doing it, do it slowly like I do. So what you do is you pinch the rim around. Like I said, they're hot, guys, okay? So if you've never done this, be careful. You guys can also use gloves if you want to. I mean, I'm used to it. So just grab it around the sides. So what you're doing is you're making a little pocket for all your ingredients. So once you're done, it should look like this. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna pinch the center and make little pockets for the center. Oh, my husband really likes sopes, quesadillas, empanadas. He really likes this stuff, so he always asks for this, but it's very time consuming. So there you go. You made your own sope. I'm gonna do the other one. You want to kind of do this, guys, as soon as it comes out, because then you will not be able to work with them if they cool down. So try and do like in a batch of two at a time. So then I'm gonna turn it around. So what you're doing is you're pinching up the rim of the sope just to create a pocket for your food. So there you go. So there is the pocket. Once you create the pocket, then what you do is you pinch the inside just so you have enough room for, okay. So what I'm gonna do now is off camera, I'm gonna make all of my sopes that I'm gonna cook for today, and then I'm gonna show you guys the second step to making the sopes. So I'll be right back. These small ones I make for my son, tiny ones. And this is about to be my last one. This is my last one, so I make about, I make them a decent size. I make them bigger than the ones that you can buy at the store that are already pre-made, you know, and pre-cooked. But I make them a little bit bigger for ourselves, and I make my son the smaller ones that you can find at the store. I feel like the small, we've bought store-bought sopes, but I just feel like they're a little too dry. I don't know. I don't like the flavor. I've always liked to make my own. So yeah, I kind of always try to get my own. And when you guys are cooking them on the flat top, guys, make sure you don't overcook them, because they will form like they'll toast, and then you won't be able to work with them. They will be a little too hard on the bottom. So always pick whichever side is the flattest for your bottom, and then the top, you kind of, doesn't really matter how you have it, because it will, you're obviously going to I'm gonna turn off my flat top. You're obviously gonna, you know, form it into the sope. So here is my last one, and we're gonna take these down. We're done with this, and here they are, my sopes done. Now I'm gonna show you guys the last step. I'm gonna go wash my hands. Give me a second. Okay, so now I have my pan with oil, and it's about, I'd say, like a cup or a cup and a half of oil, because I am going to now fry them. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait till it heats up a little. I had to turn it off when we were doing when I was doing the sopes. So basically this is the last step. Some people don't fry them, but I feel like it's a must, especially if you have fresh sopes. You need to fry them just to finish cooking. So I'm gonna test it with, it's almost there. So I have it on a medium high, just a medium. You don't want to burn them. So these are always good to eat when they are fresh, guys. So the second that you already finish them frying, or serve them as you're frying, if you know your family's ready to eat or whatnot, but they taste way better when they're freshly made. So I mean, obviously if you have a big family and you're frying them up, as soon as you fry them up is when you should start plating them. And right now I'm going to show you guys what I top our sopes with. So I think I'm gonna test it again. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is you're gonna put the top down when you're frying them. So I'm gonna fry the ones for my son first, and I'm gonna fry a bigger one. So basically you want to watch them so that they don't burn. These smaller ones are gonna take less time. So you want them a little golden brown when you're frying. Okay. So just move them around so they don't stick. Remember, they're semi-cooked right now because we heated them up on the flat top, so they're semi-cooked. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook them completely by frying them. I'm going to check my first one. It's not there yet. remember which way you put them as well, because if this one's done, then the next one's done, then the next, you know, you gotta be sure not to take them out before they are fried. They're done. Okay, so I am going to, you can also push it down on the bottom, not too much. You don't want it, you don't want them to rip. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this one over, and that is looking very good. I'm gonna flip this baby over. That's exactly what you want to see. Okay, so I'm going to continue to fry these up, and you guys can see the ending product in 1 second. So right before I'm going to take them out, I have a plate aligned with towels, paper towels, so I can drain them off from the oil. So I'm going to go ahead and try to take off as much as I can, and I'm just going to place it face top down to take out all the excess oil. See how they brown beautifully? That's perfect. Why would you want store-bought sopes, right? So then face down, make sure you put the top down, and go ahead and grab another one. Let's see how this one is doing. This one's doing really good. I'm gonna fry this one a little bit longer. Okay, I'm gonna grab another one. Face down, doesn't fit. I think I put them a little too close to each other. Just a little bit. Okay. Make sure that they're golden brown, because that reassures you that they're cooked completely all the way through, guys. You don't want to get sick. I'm gonna put them face down so they dry up. I'm actually not gonna put another one in here because the other ones are a little bit bigger. They're for my husband, so I kind of make them fairly on the big side. So I'm only gonna put 2 on this round. Sometimes they will crack, like this one cracked right here, and that means that that side of the sope was too thin. So you guys don't, when you guys are doing your sopes and you're putting them on the presser or you're doing them by hand, make sure they are not too thin on the bottom, because they will rip like that. They will break, and then when you put your toppings and everything, you know, they won't hold up to everything that you're adding. So make sure you don't do them too thin. But I mean, the oil, if they're not as thin, the oil will seal them back up, so you won't have that much of a problem. But if your whole, you know, sope is too thin, it'll probably fall apart before you get to the, you know, topping stage. So you want to, if you do see that there's one, you know, opening up, just push it towards the side of the pan like this. Grab your tongs and then just push it and throw a little bit of oil to it, just so it seals it up. Because this one fell apart, it was a little too thin on one end. So I'm gonna throw the oil on top so it continues to seal it. So just remember, don't do the bottom too thin, or don't do your tortillitas too thin before you put them on the flat top, because they will break. Hopefully I saved this one. It looks like I did. I hope. I'm gonna push it this way just so I can keep an eye. Okay. Okay, and here they are. They are completely fried up. So now what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna show you guys how I dress them up. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I add. So today I'm gonna use carnitas. These are store-bought carnitas. My suegros make the bombest, the bomb of the bomb carnitas. They make their own carnitas. But for today, I went and I bought it at our local market, and we bought some carnitas. And for our toppings, obviously we have our beans. These are the beans I made on my previous video. If you guys want to check out how I make them, you guys can go in and check that out. So we have beans. After the beans, we have the lettuce. And then for our toppings, we have sour cream, salsa. This is a salsa. I always have salsa in my house. My husband is a very big salsa person. Queso Fresco. It's almost done. We love queso fresco too. Cebollita curtida, red onion. It's I slice them up very thin, and then I add lime juice and salt, and then they get pickled like that. Avocados. Those who know me, I have an avocado tree, so we eat a lot of avocado here, and I mean, it's yummy. Who doesn't love avocado? And then my kids and my husband, they love cotija cheese. It's like Parmesan cheese, but not, no, it's not like Parmesan cheese. It's cotija cheese. It's somewhat of the similar as Parmesan, but my kids love it. My husband loves it too on these type of dishes. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate this for you guys so you guys can see how we eat it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up what I am going to do now is I am going to go ahead and dress these up for you. I'm only gonna do 2 right now, because like I said, you need to eat these very warm. Okay, so once I get that, I'm gonna take the beans, grab the beans, I'm gonna place it. Make sure that you reheat the beans. I mean, obviously if you make fresh beans, they're gonna be hot, but if they're not hot, make sure you guys heat them up. So I'm gonna be generous. Some people don't like beans, but we love beans in our house. So then once you add your beans, you're gonna go ahead and add your carne. This one is for my husband, so I am gonna be very generous, because if not, he's gonna ask me what happened. Okay, so then we're gonna add the beans. We also like pico de gallo when it comes to carnitas. Today I didn't make it. Just totally forgot. Oh, what I forgot to do is add the cotija cheese to the beans, on top of the beans. I forgot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add it on top of the carne. He's gonna notice. Definitely gonna notice. So then I'm gonna add the lettuce, a generous amount of lechuga, because if not, he's gonna ask me. And to that, I'm gonna add a spoonful of sour cream, and a spoonful on this one. There it is. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some cheese, and I am going to place it on the top. I like to put the cheese first, then the salsa. I don't know, I feel like, I don't know. Does anybody else do that? But, I mean, I don't know why I do that. That's weird, but I do. So then I'm gonna take the onions, place them on the top. A lot of people don't like onions, but these onions, they don't taste, I don't know, I guess oniony, or they don't have that strong onion flavor. Plus red onion is not, it's not that strong. I didn't grab a spoon for my salsa. Let me go get that real quick. Okay, so I have my spoon. Mix up the salsita. I'm gonna go ahead and add the salsa on the top. Salsa on the top. And then I am going to add avocado, right on the top. We have an avocado tree, guys, so we are not stingy with our avocado. So there you guys go. Your sopes made from scratch. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you guys want to see any other videos like this, any other recipes, feel free to comment down below or follow me on my social medias, and you guys can go ahead and comment there what you guys want to see. If you guys have certain recipes, you guys can go ahead and message me there, and I'd be glad to do whatever it is that you guys would like. So thank you so much for watching, and enjoy. Bye bye.